Hello everyone. I've heard a lot about Driveclub, and this is the first time I'm playing it on a PlayStation 5 Pro and a 4K OLED with all the bells and whistles. And drumroll please. Wow, what an intro. I am super excited for this game. I've heard a lot about it. A little bit of background. I do not have any prior information about this game. I haven't watched any reviews, and these are my first impressions. Totally uninformed. Also, I'm in the process of setting up my HDR capture workflow. Right now, the visuals are much darker than on my HDR display. I will correct this in a future video. Alright, we are up and running. My first impressions, the camera work is really good. The throttle, the sound effects feel punchy. I appreciate that there are no soundtracks like music, background music that's hindering my auditory experience. And lighting is top notch. Remember, this is a PS4 game, and there's some post-processing that's happening on the PS5 Pro, which I've enabled, by the way. Look at that, I can see daylight kicking in. Nice. One thing that's annoying about the game right now is that a bunch of automatic assists have been turned on, and the vehicle is braking and shifting on its own. I'm the sort of player who likes full control and zero assists. I will be changing these settings as soon as I'm done with this tutorial. The game just threw me into this tutorial first thing. So let's just get through this and see how it goes. It's starting to rain now. That's super interesting for me because I read and heard a lot about this game's rain effects being excellent, and I can tell you from my experience right now that this is even better than Gran Turismo 7 that I'm also playing at the moment. Just look at those droplets that are swerving left to right on the gravity effects, and the sun makes it even better. I can even see water droplets on the left hand side windshield that are being pushed back by air and gravity. Wow, excellent attention to detail. Okay, we are finally done with the tutorial. Now let's go into the game and see what it's all about. Interesting, the game seems to be rewarding cars on progress. First things first, let me change all the settings to my liking. It's worth noting here that this game does not support the DualSense, and I could complain about that, but I'm just glad that this game runs on 4K 60 on the PS5 Pro. I didn't realize this game features character customization. It seems to be limited, but whatever, I guess. Okay, at this point I have a complaint with this game that I have in common with almost all the racing games of this era. What's with the tiles? They are super confusing, super annoying, and are just plain slow. What is wrong with a simple menu system, a text-based top-down menu system? I'm just confused now. I don't understand how progression works. I guess coming soon is for later, and I can just go into Driveclub tour and start gathering these stars to make progress. Oh, look at that. The first event is called Tamil Nadu International. It's a region in India where I originally come from, and I've never seen it in any other game. So this game takes the cake for that. I think at this point I'll start the first race and pause my commentary so that you can enjoy the raw, unfiltered gameplay footage for a bit. Okay, we are done with the first race, and let's see what's next. I still don't understand how difficulty works in this game, but let's just move on to the next race, I guess. Oh, I see. I have the option to choose cars that I've unlocked through progression here. At least it doesn't feel too grindy. I like the pre-race track preview in this game. It's a flyby, almost like a drone footage, and showcases what the engine can do. At least at the beginning of the game, I like to let it run and see how the graphics look on the PS5 Pro, and I'm impressed. Unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, the visuals are a bit on the darker side because of poor HDR tone mapping, and I will try to correct this in the future videos. Okay, I'll pause my commentary for this race and let you enjoy some raw gameplay footage once more. Alright, we are done with our second race now. This time around, I would like to try and see how the replay system works in this game. Huh, did you see that? The confetti seems to be just hanging in the air for some reason. I have to check if this is how the game engine works or if it's an artifact that's being introduced by the PlayStation 5 post-processing. Over here, I'm just investigating how the profile system works in this game. I guess there's not much left now. It seems to be an online component, considering that the servers have now long been shut down. I have no idea what the value of this leftover system now is. Alright, I think it's now time for another race. Wow, I love the flyby. This track looks super cool. Okay, I'm gonna try and stick to the cockpit view for as much as possible in this race and see how the sense of speed hits. I feel that the devs have done an excellent job over here. I feel an exhilarating sense of speed and it feels very nifty, agile, punchy at the same time. This is very difficult to nail. Contemporary racing games are still perfecting or still working on this aspect of racing, and Driveclub has definitely nailed this aspect of the game. You know what? This game makes me feel really happy and really deeply sad at the same time. I'm really happy about this game because it's just an old school fun arcade racer that's done really well. I mean, the base aspects of the game have been done really well. And this game makes me feel really sad because it reminds me of how much lacking the current arcade racing market is. When we think about it, what do we have? Forza Horizon as a series. Test Drive came back, Solar Crown, but in my opinion, it is not worth its existence. And apart from that, we have Ubisoft's offering, which is also a copycat of Forza. All in all, we've been driven down to 3, let's say, high-profile racing games, and that makes me sad. It need not be this way, but for some reason it is. But lucky for me, I still have a huge backlog of racing games that I still haven't played, and having the pleasure of playing games like these in this day and age is such a blessing. And on that positive note, I would like to wrap this video up. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like this sort of content, you know where to find me.